program, Financial Focus, brought to you by the best of the best in financial services. 9 straight years and running, as named by the readers of the Lake City Reporter, the team from GulfCoast Financial Services, celebrating more than 31 years in serving proactive North Central Florida savers and investors. And John Kuykendall, the founder and CEO, is here with us, as always, helping us to keep financially focused. John, during the holiday season, that seems especially difficult. Budgets get blown. Credit card debt goes out of control. What can we do to keep our spending in limits and without having the regret moving into next year after this holiday season is over?
Well, Peter, our budgets are already stressed because of the increased inflation and the cost of goods. We've talked about that on numerous shows. And so we've been bombarded over this Thanksgiving holiday with Black Friday, Cyber Monday, Charity Tuesday, or whatever it's called. And so constantly people are asking for our money. I remember back in the days when I was at the bank, and we used to have a little Christmas club, and people would save $100 during the year to buy Christmas gifts. It's a lot more expensive now than that. And so we really need to set some limits and create a holiday budget, I think, is the big thing. We need to figure out how much we're going to spend on each person. I know in my particular case, I'll spend more on the grandkids and the great-grandkids than I will on the older kids, on the younger ones. And then also for the families, I try to give them a family gift, because if I divided it up and gave everybody a gift, I would be out of money for the month.
Well, so it is tough to find things for reasonable prices these days, John. So what's your limit? $5 to $10 a person?
Oh no, I think if we spend if you budgeted $100 per family for the family gift, I think that's appropriate.
No, very reasonable.
And then for the kids, you can find them something useful for $50 to $75. It may not be the iPad that they wanted or the Apple Watch, but it could be certainly a game for their computer or something else that they need.
Well, I think the family gift idea is a budget saver for sure, because if we can give something that the whole family will appreciate and maybe share and use together, not only is that a gift, but future memories as well.
Well, that's right, Peter. It's something they can all use, something the family can use other than just trying to buy pajamas or, perfume or cologne. It gets into the situation of, the old family sock story or the tie story, and getting something that you really don't want, don't need, and probably don't wear, the Santa lighted tie. But it's something that they can all use. But we have to set a limit. And so I think we need to set a shopping list. If we come up with a list for each family member and for each of the grandkids and the kids, I think we will come up with a better plan in the long run, and also be able to have a better Christmas for them and also for you. You won't be as stressed. Credit card debt is piling up. Credit cards, more and more people are defaulting on their credit cards, and more the interest rate has increased to the point that you can pay 23, 24% easily on a credit card. And we don't want to build that up. Our goal is to have only debt that we can deduct off our income taxes, and any other debt we pay for as we go. I think it was Warren Buffett or one of the billionaires that I remember reading about had never had credit card debt. Now, they'd had debt, but they never had credit card debt.
I heard Warren Buffett say that if he could make the kind of returns on investing that people were paying in credit card interest rates, that he would not bother taking the chance with investing. He would just stick to collecting that interest off of the credit card. So that speaks, I think, volumes to the amount that people are paying in credit card interest, which, John, by the way, I heard a stat. Not only are we at record national debt levels, but personal debt as well. I think credit card debt topped $1 trillion, some astronomical number for Americans. So we are in debt up to our eyeballs, and we need to manage those finances better, nationally, personally, basically at every level. And these tips, John, I think go a long way, not only for the Christmas holiday season, but when we are thinking about retiring and making our money last throughout retirement, we need to stick with several of these tips as well.
Well, that's right, Peter. We've always talked about budgeting. We need to have a budget during retirement. We need to know how we're going to spend our money, and we need to make sure that we are pulling it out of the right accounts in order to minimize the taxes. So certainly as we go into retirement, we have to be careful about how much we spend. And we need to do the same thing that we're talking about here, make lists of what we're going to buy and not necessarily buy our wants, but buy our needs first. And then if we have a little left over, we can get those wants. But, you know, the other thing we need to do too is shop early. And we've had some tremendous sales, as you know, Black Friday, record numbers from what I'm gathering, the reports are, and also our Black Friday, Cyber Monday. There's been a record number of people buying it. But 75% of Americans are living paycheck to paycheck. And so we have to control our spending during this time of, you know, the Christmas spirit overwhelms us, I think, sometimes, and we go over and above board and spend too much money on things that we shouldn't spend. It's kind of like going on vacation without a budget, not knowing how much we're going to spend, but then putting it all on the credit card and then spending the next year trying to pay it off.
Yep.
That cycle keeps going, and credit card debt continues to build.
And planning ahead, John, I think I am guilty of that as well, because I do find that I spend a little bit more because I procrastinate. I don't wait until the day before Christmas, but maybe the week or so, and often pay a little bit of a price for that, a premium.
Well, I look at my son, Brent, who works here with me. He's been buying Christmas gifts probably now for 3 or 4 months. And so he has a big stack in his office closet of all the gifts that he's purchased. And so whenever he can find something on sale or he knows that somebody wants something, he goes ahead and starts shopping for it, gets it put away and gets it paid for. And I think that that's something that we could all take a lesson from.
Indeed. Well, John, any other great tips for the holiday shopping season or how to stretch our money and make it last a little longer?
Well, you know, one of the things we don't think about, Peter, because we think we have to buy it new, is secondhand. There's a lot of refurbished items out there. There's a lot of secondhand stores that have brand new stuff with the tags on it that people haven't used yet. And so there's nothing wrong with looking at secondhand components or secondhand clothing. And also the big thing is avoid our credit cards as much as we can. Don't just think because you have a credit card limit and you haven't reached it yet that you're good to go. We need to control the amount of debt we've got.
Yeah, absolutely. Well, ladies and gentlemen, some tips to make the holidays a little brighter. Stay financially focused and responsible, and plan out the spending. Don't just fly by the seat of your pants and then overspend and move into the new year with regret, debt, and interest payments on that. So, John, we always appreciate your reminders to keeping us financially focused. And of course, for the long term, the true celebration of all of our hard work, our biggest holiday and vacation is retirement. You and your team there at GulfCoast Financial Services help put the plan together to keep people on track and in line with their spending, expenses, income, and budgeting.
That's right, Peter. And it's that financially focused income plan that we talk about all the time is something that's available to everyone. We met with a client this morning and realized that had they come to us sooner, they could have been getting an additional Social Security check that they didn't know they had available to them. So there are all kinds of little loopholes. As you know, retirement's not for wimps. And if we don't do it right, we're going to leave money on the table. And so getting that financially focused income plan ahead of time will save you money in the long run.
And John, glad you mentioned your book because you've got a pile of goodies under your tree as well. A few of those books around the office to give away as great gifts for the holidays as well.
That's right, Peter. We'd be glad to give them to anybody that wants one. We think it's a great book to get ready for retirement and also a great book to read during retirement. There are so many financial pitfalls that we have that we're not aware of, Peter. That we need to really understand retirement. It's not easy.
Nope, it is not for wimps, as the title indicates. Quitting is for winners, but retirement is not for wimps. Ladies and gentlemen, if you'd like your copy or if you'd like to get that financially focused written retirement income plan, pick up the phone, give John Kuykendall, the team at GulfCoast Financial Services, a call. 386-755-9018, 386-755-9018, 386-755-9018. John, it is always a pleasure, and we appreciate the guidance and insight that you provide.
Thank you, Peter. It's great to be here. You have a good week. Hey, if you'd like a copy of our new book, Quitting is for Winners, but Retirement's Not for Wimps, I encourage you to click the link below and get your copy today. Hey, we like it when you listen to the show, but we like it better when you like, share, subscribe, or feel free to leave a comment.
Be sure to like, subscribe, share, and tune in for more financial focus by visiting GulfCoastFinancial.net. The information presented on this program is provided for informational purposes only, without warranty of accuracy, completeness, or suitability for a particular purpose. This program is not intended to be and does not constitute financial, investment, legal, or tax advice. This information is general in nature and not specific enough to be construed as advice. You should not make any decision based on the information presented on this program without independent consultation with an appropriately licensed professional or competent advisor. Investment in securities or the market involves a potential risk for loss of principal. Trading, therefore, may not be suitable for all listeners. Annuity guarantees are based solely on the financial strength and claims-paying ability of the issuing company. Withdrawals of growth from annuities may be taxable as ordinary income in the year it is taken. Individuals should review contracts for specific details of the product's features and costs. Early withdrawals may subject the owner to penalties, fees, or taxes. John Kuykendall is registered with and securities are offered through Kovac Securities Inc., member FINRA SIPC, found online at www.kovacsecurities.com. Advisory services are offered through GulfCoast Financial Services Inc., a registered investment advisor in Florida. GulfCoast Financial Services Inc. is not affiliated with Kovac Securities Inc. or Kovac Advisors Inc. Past performance is not indicative of future results. All investing involves risk. Investment decisions should be based on your own goals, time horizon, and tolerance for risk. Due to various factors including changing market conditions and/or applicable laws, the content may no longer be reflective of current opinions or positions.